Good evening, everybody. Forgot to turn my mic on, but in a way, this is Ricky, your host. I will be bringing on Mr. JB333 right now.
Hello. Thanks for not bringing me on when I was doing my weird little dance there. Are you able to see me when I'm doing the in the backstage area thing?
More or less, but it's real small.
Oh dear God! All right.
well,
Oh,
well, happy Saturday night.
so tired, man. Work was draining, so very draining.
I bet.
Pre-check all day, sir.
Oh, God, the entitled.
All right. I
Well,
lost some karma points today for sure. All right.
uh, yeah, I did Friday, trust me. I almost got into a fight with a coworker, so good times.
Oh God. Oh.
I think I win.
Violence.
I think I win that one. But anyways, we're here to talk about some fun stuff. The war against the collective consciousness.
Oh yes. Do we have ambiance music? Is this? Am I hearing that?
You are? Is
I
it
like it.
distracting?
No, I like it. I like it actually.
That was a little
Um,
nice touch. Something different.
yeah, the freaking. We touched on a little bit of it last week, but it was more like we ended up doing more like a QA thing. You were just like going back and forth talking about asking random things. I always
Mm-hmm.
like enjoy talking to people who I can see are like on the cusp, the awakening path, if you will. Like I have a buddy who's been sending me stuff left and right. It brings a tear to my eye. I'm like, man, I've been trying to get you to come out of your shell forever. Like, and start to really question the world around you and not, separate yourself from the rat race or whatever. Um, it is so key, man, because if you talk to a lot of older folks, it's like, man, you just work till you're 75, you retire, get a few good years, and that's it, man. And
That's it.
that's the equivalent of being a rat in a maze, man. It really is. It's not, no, humans were not meant to live that way. We were not meant to be that way. Just because we've done it for generations or whatever doesn't mean that that is the way it's supposed to be.
Indeed.
Oh yes.
That's for
uh,
breaking the fourth wall there.
right. Um, it's just crazy. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that we're being, as a society, the school system, the public school system creates us to be workers, cogs in the wheel. And you have to actually start to be intelligent about money to get out of the cage. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy, and they make everything so crazily expensive. Like I was thinking about taxes earlier, 'cause, we got a bonus recently at work, right? And like,
Bonus.
you get a bonus or what? I forgot what it was like a while back. But they take. No, it was the wife that got it. They take
Ah.
30% of
Mm-hmm.
your bonus as a tax. So like you
Mm-hmm.
work for a company, slave away, they give you a bonus, and the government takes 30%. Why in the Jesus is that? Like, I mean,
It's,
income
it's,
tax is one thing,
it's
right?
theft. It's
Right.
theft.
And it's something that as a people are starting to really start to question and get down to brass tacks on it. But you really want to get technical on the IRS stuff, which I'm not going to because I'm not well versed enough on this. But realistically, we don't actually have to pay taxes. It's
Oh, I know.
never. It only you only have to do it if you claim to be a citizen. And my cousin could go into heavy detail on this if I wanted him to, but like, yeah, he doesn't. He's a non-taxpayer or whatever. And there's a way to go about doing it. Obviously, you can't be stupid about it.
Well, yeah, it's like I say, they take out thousands of dollars of paycheck in taxes, and I still owe money at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right at all. But
It's
that's
not.
one of the ways that I feel like we were kept under wraps. I mean, people can look at it however they want. You know, it doesn't make any sense for you to leave your home, go to work for somebody, and then the government gets a cut of that. What exactly did they do to that they deserve a cut of it? You know what I mean? It's
Nothing.
just stupid.
Nothing.
That's taxes has been something since I've been in the working world that's always bothered me. But like a lot of people will use that as an excuse not to work, because they're like, no, I'm not going to do anything because they're going to take it. Like that is the mentality that's going to get you nowhere, right?
Well, imagine how much more money you'd make if we didn't pay taxes. We'd all be pretty well off.
Yes, and that again, is part of the goal. That's part of, keeping us under wraps. Plus, I mean, we're paying for the whole system. We are
Hmm.
paying for these people to make the laws and then tax us some more. You know what I mean?
And it's not just that. We also have tax brackets. The more you
Right.
make, the more they take. And
Right.
that's a proven fact. We just got a 4% raise. I think I mentioned this. My paycheck is exactly the same because they're
Right.
taking more taxes out.
I know it sucks, man.
Hmm.
That stuff sucks. You're right. My paycheck is exactly the same too. It
So,
is literally because of taxes.
so they got a raise from my paycheck, but I didn't see it.
Exactly. It's really messed up, man. Like the whole system is messed up, and like if people, more and more people are starting to recognize that all these things are being used against us, really, and it's becoming so wild out here now that I can't look at the TV. I can't look at the news. I've been avoiding social media because I don't believe anything anymore. So what do I mean when I say that? Like there's so much manipulation going on, and because like again, I drink this specific tea that helps with the third eye chakra every day, right?
Hmm.
So now because I've been drinking this so regularly, I can tell immediately when people are lying. I can tell just there's I see through the lines, right? But like
Hmm.
I've always seen through the lines, but now I see it even more. Like, it's wild. So the media is completely out of control right now, man.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we went from shooting down a balloon, now we're shooting down UFOs, and they're blatantly calling it UFO. Like we're shooting down UFOs. That's what I'm seeing on the internet. Like, wait,
There's no way. If it was a UFO, a true UFO, they're so much more advanced than we are. We couldn't take them down if we wanted to.
that's a valid point there. That's like maybe one of the theories I was reading about is that like somebody stole one, had no idea what they were doing when they were flying it. There could be so many things. It could be they're testing technology that they don't quite know how to use yet.
Or it's all
Um,
staged.
that is probably the most likely case, and I would go with that over everything, honestly, because it just so happens that coincidentally, while this is happening, we had that giant train thing go down in Ohio where those toxic chemicals are being spewed,
It's
and like,
multiple states now. That's three of those
right,
trains. And they're all toxic.
right, and like, there's people on the ground that are saying these kinds of things. Social media is actively censoring the people from that area. Like, there's all kinds of you can look right into that. Just the algorithms are just and then the government's quiet about it. No state of emergency. Come on, dude, what is going
Hmm.
on here? And it's obvious that the only time that there's really an emergency is when it's to deal with not the corporations, right? The corporations, oh, they're not going to do a state of emergency for the corporations just for stupid shit. Like, I don't know.
You're right. You're definitely right.
It's like, again, it's becoming so blatant that they're not even trying to hide anymore. Like, it's obvious that they're covering stuff up. It's obvious that they're not telling us the truth. I
Hmm.
mean, you'd be right on TV watching a person question, watching somebody question, like one of the senators question somebody. They never answer the questions. Like, never, dude. Like, it is so sickening to watch them dance around that, and that should be illegal, but it's not. That's the problem. Like, the people that they're questioning are well versed in law. I mean, I watched, like, for an example, I watched the Jeffrey Epstein guy. I watched them question him and question him. And this guy was a genius when it came to law. He knew what he was doing. He knew that if he said too much, he would be incriminated. He's not, he invoked the fifth a lot. But like, if you invoke the fifth when they ask you a direct question, like, are you trafficking children? Like,
That's a
to
yes.
me, that's telling you yes, yes,
Hmm.
that's yes. I'm going to say yes, but I'm not going to say yes because then I'll be legally binded, right?
Hmm.
It's crazy. Like, all of that is, been swept under the rug. All of, this stupid crap with Nancy Pelosi's husband, like that stuff that ain't making no damn sense. Like,
I mean, literally you walk in there with the traffic cam or whatever those cams are, and that's when he attacks when it's being videotaped.
no, yeah, there was no doubt in my mind that that was probably a love affair gone bad. Um, that's the way they covered it up. Like, somebody at work was watching that, and they're like, "I can't, this is crazy. This guy was crazy for breaking into his house." I'm like, "You really believe that story? You listened to this 911 call? You really truly believe that?"
Sadly,
And
they probably do.
that is sad, honestly, because most of the world is asleep. You go through this cycle where you're just going to work every day, coming home every day. You don't have time to think. So when you see something on the news, it must be true. When
Hmm.
and the amount of people that believe every single thing they see on social media is a good example of that too. Just because it's in the media, just because it's in social media, does not mean it's true.
And more likely it's
100%.
not.
Like, the media has been proven to be biased,
Mm.
100% biased. And a lot of times they're presenting stuff where they'll change the title slightly, and bam, now you get a huge reaction. Like, this is a touchy subject, but this is a good example of how the media is being used as a weapon. So, like, the when the police killed this man recently, I'm sure you heard about it. The five dudes killed the one guy,
Hmm.
innocent dude, absolutely did nothing wrong. These men savagely beat him. Nothing was said. Nothing in the media. Nothing. It's wild, dude. But had it been, like someone like George Floyd, we burned down the entire country.
Yeah,
Like,
riots in the streets.
but in what is the difference? So there's a race issue. There's obviously a factor that the media is presenting this stuff. The media is the one doing this.
Hmm.
Like, during that time, Twitter was being heavily used as a weapon. That's one of the reasons why Elon Musk bought it. It's not a conservative thing. He didn't buy it because he loves Trump and wants to, you know, bring him back to office. He bought it because it's legitimately they were using Twitter as a weapon against us. Like,
Hmm.
anything, just like what happened with our video got taken down when we mentioned certain things, right?
Yep.
Like, we didn't mention anything that wasn't true. We didn't suggest anything, but
I know.
because we mention it and it goes against, the censorship that's going on, they took it
Hmm.
down because they don't want anything outside this bubble.
I even appealed it, saying that we simply stated opinions. We weren't stating facts, and it still denied it getting back up.
Right. Um, this stuff is crazy, man. And another like thing that's been going around that's being used quite heavily is like music. Music is 100% being used as a weapon. You could use the Super Bowl as a good example for this.
Oh man.
Like, I've been watching the Super Bowls, like just the halftime shows for a few years, and I used to laugh when they would make the Satanism references or Kabbalistic references. I'm like, no, this is 100%, dude, 100%. They use the colors red.
Hmm.
Red is the color. It's a one of the prime colors of sexuality. So it's like you see that, and it immediately gets you to lock into that, right?
Hmm.
So, like, if you'll notice, like, Taylor Swift is another one that I believe is being used for this purpose because the woman can't sing, bro. Like, 100%, this woman has not been able to sing since the beginning, but because she's super attractive, everybody's like, oh my God. So, she'll have this bright red dress on, bright red lipstick. It's something that, oh, it locks you in.
Hmm.
Um, the music has absolutely no substance at all. Like, or it's pointing you to do drugs, go kill each other, go, like, I don't know, man.
Well, that's what they say. Sex sells.
It does.
Hmm.
It also can control the masses.
Hmm. And they put it in everything.
Like, a lot of stuff I've been reading about, sexuality, and the reason why a lot of people say it's sacred is because it's more than we think. We look at it as, so a lot of people try to look at it as a scientific thing, like it's just a biological reaction, right? But it's more of a spiritual thing too.
Hmm.
So what we do when people freaking constantly take care of themselves or whatever, or seek out random sex, like, you drain yourself physically and spiritually, and it also, according to a lot of scientific studies, messes up your brain when you're watching pornography and stuff all the time. But hey, man, it is what it is on that one.
I mean, and it's so easy to access the stuff. You don't even need credit
Yes,
cards. You don't have to click anything. You just go to the site and there it is. You don't have to
and
prove your age
honest,
or nothing.
bro, like, the thing about it is, I was watching this interview with somebody who was talking about. I gotta look this crap up, but like, they were talking about a lot of, like, free porn and stuff like that is from, like, sex trafficking operations, and it's like, man, that is horrific to think about.
It
Like,
probably is.
and that's the other thing is, like, that's all that stuff is being swept under the rug on a massive scale, man.
But the
Like,
newest thing right now is the OnlyFans or whatever they call it thing. That stuff where they literally pay you to go out and put your own pornography or whatever on, and people are going for it because they're getting paid a lot of money.
dude, yeah, there's people that come through work all the time and they'll be talking about that. They'll have like the shirt on, like, I make 20K a month. Like,
Mm.
oh, yeah, you're just selling your whole soul.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to call it.
And proud
And
of it. I mean, I'd be embarrassed.
right. Freaking speaking of selling your soul, right? Back to the idea of selling your soul to the devil. So a lot of these record companies, and a while back, I started really, like, once I started to really question my reality around me, I couldn't listen to a lot of mainstream hip hop and stuff like that when I used to love it. And the reason being is because if you read the substance of the lyrics, dude, it's complete garbage. It's literally, talking about drugs, sex, freaking popping pills all the time, like,
That's it.
and
Violence.
yes, and killing everybody. Like, and we're talking from people who have never done any of that. Most of these people, like Drake, for example, for God's sakes, Drake, he had a pampered life, bro. He was never in the hood. He's from Canada, for God's sakes. But not to say that the dude can't sing and stuff like that, but he's not even writing his own stuff.
Most of them don't.
But so Kanye West did a thing, and I know Kanye West this is a hot button issue because they're making him out to be something he isn't. It's he did a whole podcast where he talked about they're using sound frequencies, in a lot of these songs, certain sound frequencies that can actually, mess with your brainwaves. And then they're putting stuff like, trigger words like, hey, I'm going to go pop pills, pop Molly, I'm going to go do this. So you want to be that way. You want to emulate these people. And, most people think it's harmless, but think about it. Our minds create our reality. So if we're listening to nothing but nonsense all the time, you're going to go out and seek out those behaviors. And it's proven.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of these people are getting, locked up, which is ironic because they were put there to begin with by the people who are probably locking them up.
Yeah.
There's that guy, it's XXX Temptation, or if that's how that's not how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry, but the dude that got killed, right?
Right.
If you read some of his lyrics and some of the things he was saying, he was trying to open the minds of the youth. He was trying to tell people that what we are, what we really are, and then all of a sudden he gets killed. That's the same thing that Tupac started doing or whatever. He started trying to open the minds of the youth, and then all of a sudden he gets killed. And they blame it on a gang shooting. They blame it on an overdose. Like,
There's a conspiracy that he's actually still alive and faked his own death.
yes, that could easily be the case too, because he was worth more dead than alive. But it's another example, like Dr. Martin Luther King saying, it's Black History Month. This is important to talk about. Dr. Martin Luther King, he was trying to uplift the masses. What happened to him? Malcolm X, another example. Anybody who tries to do this is getting killed. By why, though? And the answer, man, it goes all the way back to the beginning, dude. Like, we're being kept separate. We may be different on this planet, but we're in this together. We have to take care of this planet and be here together. And if you were to turn off the TV, never watch anything, and you just go out in the world and just live by your own thoughts, like, the things that they're talking about are so small and minuscule, but they make it seem like it's the whole country doing this or the whole group. Like, just like when, like a white cop kills a black man, it makes it, the media paints it out to be where it's all white folks think this, and it's stupid, man, because all of us don't think that way, or all black folks are not all one way, all white folks are not all one way.
And
but
no, exactly. But it's divide and conquer.
Yes.
And stereotypes.
Because those are like base things that they know that people are prone to. So, when people are ignorant or they don't understand something, they lash out a lot. And if you live your whole life doing nothing but work and watching the world through the TV, you don't know what the world is. You don't have any idea. That could be completely false. That could be completely fabricated, bro. The whole world could be nothing outside of the state. I mean, for all we really know.
Like the Truman Show.
Like, it's beyond comprehension. And like, honestly, man, I'm starting to even get along with the fact that maybe there's really nothing outside this earth. Maybe this is literally it. But maybe this is a video game, bro.
That's crossed my mind. There's more evidence supporting simulation theory than not, too.
Right. There was who was sharing? Was it you that shared the AI thing? asking the AI. No, it's my buddy. He was asking the AI chatbot if we live in a simulation, and this thing gave like a pretty detailed like description about how like there's really no way of knowing. Just like there's no way of knowing about spirituality or about stuff like that unless you die, right? Or I
Right.
mean, I don't know. For me, I have a feeling. I just know. I know it's there, right? Faith,
Yeah.
if you will.
I
But
mean, I know. I've been there. I've crossed that
yeah,
bridge.
like, but I think when we try to put so much labels on everything, it narrows it down, and I think that's the point of faith altogether is to just believe, right? It doesn't matter the substance, the content. It matters that you believe in something higher than yourself. There's a lot of power in that. But
Hmm.
again, that's another tool that's being used to divide us. Like 900 million religions, and only the people from these groups are going to heaven. Everybody else is going to hell. That cannot be the case. Again, I've said this over and over again, but it's literally the truth. The Christians will say that the Jews have, their beliefs are incorrect, and vice versa. They'll all hate on each other. There's been wars fought for centuries over
Yep.
nonsense because, hey, God said this was my land. Nope, God said this was my land. Oh, so we're just going to kill each other.
My God's
Like,
better than yours. I mean,
dude, when can we stop playing this game, man?
and it's all based on blind faith and scare tactics. Follow
Right.
me, or you're going to hell.
I started reading the Book of Enoch again, but I was listening to it on audiobook. And I haven't listened to it or read it after I was reading the Sumerian books of the tablets, whatever. And
Hmm.
it's, to me, completely obvious that it's like damn near taken at times, word for word, from the Sumerian versions. And a lot of times when I'm reading like the biblical scriptures where they're talking about viewing the heavens, if you will, like to me, it sounds like they're describing a DMT trip. Like they had drank, like there was somebody was saying that that was actually a brew, just like ayahuasca, that they used in that area
Hmm.
during that time frame, and like chances are these elect people would go into meditative states and drink this stuff, and then so they can commune with the divine, right?
Hmm.
Like the oracles of Delphi and stuff like that were said to take substances such as that, and they're going to
Yep.
these specific power points or whatever.
And you got the
Um,
soothsayers that would smell the sulfur from the volcanic flows underneath the ground, and it would give them these visions and such.
right, exactly. And like a lot of the shamans use freaking large amounts of cannabis to do it as well. Like it's accessing these altered state of consciousnesses. Like our body is completely filled with cannabinoid system or whatever, the cannabinoids. However
Hmm.
you say that. Like that stuff is in our body already. So like the Sadhguru guy would be like, you can make yourself stoned by meditation. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
stoned all the time.
Yeah.
It's true, man. Like these chemicals you can put in are just a jump start. Like you can do it way easier.
There's supposed to be these breathing exercises you can do that increase the flow of the DMT in your body and make you have the same effects. But
Yep.
they're so extreme though. I couldn't do it.
You have to like um it's complicated. I don't know how to explain it. But you can do practicing breathing and just get it right, but like there's a certain you take really really slow deep breaths, and it's like essentially you end up, I don't know how to explain it, man. It releases it though in a weird way, and like you can I do it sometimes when I'm in my room. I've been able to like get to these altered states, and like there's times where I'm able to tap into the all-knowing feeling, and that's like it's what's called a mystical experience where you're like tied into everything. It's like would you be when you're in your dreams, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's a trip. Like
I'm
you
sure.
think of a concept and you're like, I understand all of it. Like
Hmm. It's like you're lagging a little bit. There you go.
here we go. My bad.
There you good.
The one of the things I came across the other day that somebody was talking about too. They was talking about a little bit of racism, classism. Those are definitely being used to divide us. I wanted to touch on the freaking Iraq war really quick. So I came across the video. I don't know if did I send it to you and you watch it? where the guy was talking about they did a Freedom of Information Act thing. And for those that don't know what that is, it's like where you can put in
Mm.
towards a government agency, you can request information, and realistically, they have to give it to you.
Censor
But
it, but yeah.
they put it, yes, and they do redact a lot of crap.
Hmm.
So there was a Freedom of Information Act put in about the right before we invaded Iraq. They were looking into all the stories of Babylon, ancient Babylon, and they were looking in for the Nephilim bodies or whatever. There's burial sites there. One of them is said to be the burial site of Gilgamesh.
Mm.
And for those that don't know, Gilgamesh went on a quest for what was called the Fountain of Youth. The Fountain of Youth. He was trying to seek immortality, and the key to immortality is in the Nephilim's blood. So if you look into the Sumerian versions and even parts of the Bible where it talks about our lifespan was reduced, if we were to be able to get a hold of the original progenitors of mankind, their DNA, we could unlock our DNA and be able to gain eternal life. Like if you look into genetics at all, the genome, like the cell is designed to be immortal.
Mm.
Like the cells of our body are designed to be immortal, but something shuts us off at a certain point, and it's because we were manipulated.
Well, look at jellyfish. They're literally immortal.
Right,
They
the
re-
immortal
they
jellyfish.
they literally reconstruct themselves over and over, and they don't die naturally unless they're taken out or eaten or something.
Right, and that's another thing. Like again, so a lot of people don't know that Iraq. The reason why there's a big battle about that is because that's said to be where Babylon was. That's said to be like one of the original places that the Anunnaki lived,
Hmm.
and they possessed advanced technology, and they buried it,
Hmm.
or was eventually buried there, and a lot of their kings are probably buried there. Um,
And we
so
think about it, they give you a list of places that you don't want to go. The number one place is Iraq. Nobody wants to go there because it's a war-torn country,
right,
and that's probably
and
deliberately given that identity for a purpose to keep us
right,
away.
yeah, 100%, man. Because one of the person that they interviewed about this said that one of the first places um, the Americans went was to a lot of the museums to gain a lot of these artifacts that were left behind. They were seeking the tombs, and the thing was saying that they're seeking the Nephilim DNA, and
Mm.
that's wild to me to think about it. And I'm like, maybe that's not so wild though, because
Not
what
really.
if they're trying to bring back in physical incarnation the people that have been controlling the world from behind the scenes?
We'll give them proper bodies that they can inhabit or incarnate into, like Avatar.
Oh,
I can hear you, but you're frozen on the screen.
oh,
Bear with us for technical difficulties. Yeah,
oh, there we go. Holy
I
crap!
just well, I can hear you. Your image is frozen.
Oh god, I think I wasn't saying anything stupid. Uh,
No, you're good. I can still hear you just fine. I just can't see it moving.
yeah, I don't know. It's a bit like I like to talk about the.
Mm. No, I can't hear you. We lost you. Bear with us.
Oh god,
There you go. You're coming back now.
my headphones are down now. All of a sudden, weird.
They're trying to stop us from saying something.
Interesting. It's really weird. Why are my headphones not working all of a sudden?
Yeah, my batteries were dead, so I had to use these.
There. Oh. Hello.
Yeah, you're there. I can see you.
Interesting. Let me see what's going
I think you might have a weak connection on your Wi-Fi or something.
on. Oh god. That was really close. Too close.
Bear with us,
I
guys,
really
as we
don't-
are live.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We are live on. It says I'm connected to these, man.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think your signal's just weak enough that it's cutting out your video. Bear with us while we wait for Josh's return. While we wait, if you haven't already, don't forget, subscribe, give us a like. It helps promote the YouTube channel and the videos and gets us out there to others who haven't seen our videos yet. And if you hit the bell notification, YouTube will let you know when our new videos come out. This is a weekly show. Saturday nights in most cases, unless life happens. There he is.
Yeah, I didn't die.
Thankfully. Was you replaced with a clone?
Oh. You were saying it's a weekly show? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Little advertisement.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I definitely want to start talking about the Anunnaki and stuff again, but like,
it's a good subject. It's very fascinating.
We've definitely covered that music is being used as a weapon, media is being a weapon, politics. If you can't see that politics is being used as a weapon against the masses, I don't know what to tell you. And I guess I should define what the collective consciousness is.
Okay.
So, what the collective consciousness is, so you have your own consciousness, right? And then as a group, so if all the group were to come together as one, we would become a collective. If you have 36 people meditating at the same time, I don't know why I use that number, but like that, they become a collective. So the collective consciousness is like the mass mind. It's the mind of the masses, right? I said that twice in a different way, my bad.
That's good.
And the mass mind is something you don't want to be stuck into. Like that's the mind that's easily manipulated. But if we start to awaken as a populace on a massive level, then this mass mind becomes more powerful than anybody could imagine. Faith can move mountains. That's where that comes from. Like that's the reason why is because they use their mind to build the pyramids. Like, don't get me started, sir. But like able to levitate blocks. There's all kinds of things that can be done, right?
Oh yeah.
But that's what this is the steering of the large group of the people who are not questioning the world around them, who are just, rats in a cage. So they're steering them in particular directions and against one another using, media, music, politics, religion, all that stuff is being used against the people. And it's not until we stand up and be like, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to allow you to go and bomb another country. This is stupid. All of us can stand up and there's nothing they can do. I mean, I would like to believe that our military is not going to fire on, my people that I know in the military are not going to fire on the public, right? They're going to have to build a robot army or a clone army to do this kind of crap, which if Star Wars is correct.
Something without a conscience, they're not going to care.
Or AI becomes conscious and somebody uses it as if somebody released a conscious AI and it took over, dude, it's gonna wipe us all out.
And there's so many movies based on it already. I mean, like the Age of Ultron, that Marvel movie, where that robot becomes self-aware and he wants to take out humanity. You got right. What's the other one that just came out? Megan, the AI. He goes crazy and.
Ooh, that one looks creepy, man. I can't do that one. That one, when I seen the doll, I was like, we ain't doing this, sir. Nope.
It's basically Chucky with an AI. But...
I was telling my son that it's like, it's Chucky with teenage angst, I guess, like teenage angst Chucky. This is that little girl or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Basically, Annabelle.
Haunted dolls. It was weird, man. Like. The other another thing, honorable mention here is like I started watching that freaking Andrew Tate guy's videos, and I know that's another hot button issue because it's funny, but like the stuff he was saying, man, is why he got locked up. I don't know if he's gotten out or whatever, but they pinned sex trafficking charges on him, and I think that's awfully convenient because of the stuff he was saying. And most people will go right into they'll jump right into believing it. They put charges on him, it must be true. Like, that is stupid. That's so dumb, man. Like, these same people will be like, this man's innocent. You have no proof. You can't kill him. No death penalty. But they'll be like, oh, this guy deserves to go to jail because they told me he's guilty. Ooh, oh my goodness. You not see this, sir?
The government's favorite thing to do to discredit somebody is plant child pornography on their computer.
Yep. That's one thing. So the there was a video that I watched that the person said that there's three things. They first try to discredit you, then they try to arrest you, and then if that doesn't work, they kill you. So Cat Williams, he used to say a lot of like really, really bold stuff in his stuff, and he said it one time like they had to slap me around a few times before I stopped saying stuff, and he's gotten so mellow in his stuff now. It's like because they were like, hey, you keep saying this crap, we're gonna freaking do away with you. It's 100% true. There's so many people that have come out and been like, yeah, this is actually true. You know, I've had people meet me and be like, yep, you don't stop saying this, bad things are going to happen.
Or to threaten your family or something.
Right. That's what they say they do to the presidents. And like, speaking of presidents, again, anybody who thinks after all they've seen that this man is actually in charge of the country is beyond helping, okay? Like, you are so lost in the sauce, man. This man does not even know where he is. He is a placeholder.
He's a front. He's a puppet.
I mean, I used to think that the president was a placeholder before, but like this man really is. Like another close example of him, what I would say would be Bush. Him and Bush, very similar in my mind. Like they're both just bumbling idiots, dude. Complete morons that obviously have no business being there other than they know people. Like, dude, come on, man. And it's like, how does this person get to be on this ballot? How does this person be the one that's in president? Like, this is what we wanted as a public?
Well, I mean, it's convenient that he'll be, let's see, diagnosed as having some sort of mental thing like Alzheimer's or whatever.
Right.
Conveniently, and then the power is suddenly transferred over to somebody else who was pulling the strings to begin with.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, I never really was for the orange guy, but like once I've started really watching a lot of the stuff he was saying and like the media was destroying him, and that makes me trust him more. And why do you say that? Because dude, it's obvious that the media is being used against us. And I could repeat that till I'm blue in the face and a lot of people don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But why is that? Because we're taught to trust the media. We're taught, they're not going to lie to us. But like, dude, look at Cope. Look at the last couple of years. I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to get taken down. But I mean, if that's taught you anything, man, there's no way that they're telling us the truth anymore.
No doubt.
Who was that? That was one of the people that sponsored the the Grammy Awards. There had that satanic performance by, was it Sam Elliott? Watch it.
The mustache?
I feel like it's to do with the mustache. He had a top hat, but like the video is a completely satanic themed video. And who sponsored that performance? Pfizer. Who sponsored that performance?
And we're not saying anything about any medical purposes or nothing like that.
We're not at all. Not even mentioning it. I'm just saying that that's awfully convenient, man. It's a reminder that these people are putting out big amounts of money. They are, the number one ad revenue for a lot of these companies. Google, Apple, they're a huge ad revenue for cable companies, news companies. Mm-hmm. And people just eat this up, and that's because they're stupid.
To put it simply, yeah.
Honestly. I mean, I'm not trying to be. There's no reason to pull any punches anymore, man. Like, you blindly trusting these people. I got people that I work with, and they're getting 5, 6 boosters. Like, oh gosh, my bad. Anyway,
we didn't say anything. We didn't say the C word.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it, but yeah, that's wild to me, man.
Oh, he said they got boosters for their Pokemon decks.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon decks. Booster packs.
Boosters for the Pokemon decks. But if you know, you know.
The blister packs. When I was a kid, I used to steal those from the store, man. I'm terrible.
Why not? I was never in Pokemon.
I got into Yu-Gi-Oh cards even more than that, man.
I watched the show, but I was never actually into the card game. The only one I try to get into is Magic the Gathering.
I've never actually played it, but I want to, man. I don't know. I really do. So yeah, we did mention the balloons. They were shooting down balloons. I again have had to double take because I don't even know if I believe the world anymore. But we are shooting down balloons. We claim to be shooting down UFOs.
And that'll say if China wants to retaliate against us shooting down our balloons.
That's a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Shocker.
So was it all put in place deliberately to start a war?
Yeah, that'd be the only thing to keep the public awake is to annihilate us all, and that would be one way to annihilate us all. We could be like, dude, they could drop a bomb and blame it on another country, and most of the people would believe it. Because why? Why would we drop our own bomb? You know, why would we, damage our own stuff? Why would we do any of that? The government, the military-industrial complex would never lie to you. Like,
you can't trust your own government. Who can you trust?
No, man. Anybody who reads history and trusts the government blindly, like, come on, man. You got to look in the damn history book for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, jeez.
Crazy stuff, man. We ain't even seen nothing yet.
No, I don't think so. I think that it's going to get even crazier, and they're going to push the envelope. One of the guys I follow called Billy Carson or whatever, he was talking about they have been able to, in genetic experiments on rats now, they have been able to extend the life of a rat threefold. So if they're able to do that to the rats, that means they're able to do it to humans, is what he was saying. So eventually, it's only a matter of time before they start selling us time. That's what he was trying to say. He's like, we don't take back our sovereignty as a civilization, as humans, they're going to start selling us time too. Like,
well, that's the thing, though. Are they making you live longer or age slower? Because I don't be no frail 200-year-old guy walking around who could barely function.
No, I think that it would be the equivalent of like you would maybe just stay the same age. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if you would age slower. I don't know how that would work. So
probably age slower, I'd imagine, because
maybe you would get to a physical point and then you stay at that level. You'd stay. You're like, say, use 35 to 40 as an example of like when you're fully matured as a man, right? Like maybe you would stay in that form until forever. But I don't know.
Well, there's a movie, right, where the currency is based on their life cycle. They literally have like a tattoo that's digital that shows all the time they have in their lifespan. When they buy something, they buy it with minutes or off their lifespan.
Oh, wow.
Like if they go to Starbucks, like, but it'll be 22
and that's,
weeks or whatever.
Oh, bro.
And there's this one part.
But I mean, when you really think about it.
And when it hits zero, you die.
So you watch it. Wait, what?
That's an actual movie, yeah.
You just got killed from Starbucks, bro. Just that last Starbucks, it better be good. No, but that's honestly the honest to God truth. Like, you really think about it, you don't pay for things with money. You pay for things with hours from your life, especially if you're an hourly worker. You don't have like money and investments and stuff like that. You're paying for stuff with hours, time. That's like the whole minimalist thing talks about.
Trying to find a trailer. Here we go. Let me bring it up real quick.
What was that called?
The movie is called In Time.
I'm gonna show you about this.
I'm gonna show you the trailer here. And for copyright purposes, I did not create or make this movie. This is a trailer.
See.
Here we go. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Let us play.
Allow me to introduce my mother-in-law, Clara, my wife, Michelle, and my daughter, Sylvia.
Bro, this is literally probably predictive programming. Like, 100%, this is what they're going to do.
So you get paid in time, too. I forgot that part.
Yeah. The rich can live forever. This is exactly what I was just talking about.
Just want something to wake up in more
And look who's playing in the show, the movie.
Who is it?
Mr. NSYNC.
Oh yeah, Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. That's it.
Yeah, dude. He was probably created in a lab. That guy. Anyway,
Probably.
dude, the freaking Disney show that my kids watch made a joke about that they created pop stars in little labs.
I wouldn't doubt it.
All the time.
His name is Will Salas.
You can't hide 100 years in the ghetto.
You know that time will get you killed.
Hey,
Oh,
Big Bang Theory.
yeah, it's the dude from The Big Bang Theory. Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna have to watch this movie now.
So I've never actually seen it, but I've seen the trailer. I've never actually watched it. Though.
I didn't know that one lady was in it. See? Oh my goodness. This movie's hitting all the points, sir.
Hey, how do they
Not only is
control
it
how to send and receive time from you anyway?
Close your eyes.
I mean, if it's implanted in your body, I guess. It's probably like nanotechnology, maybe. Have you seen some of the
It'd be on-
experiments they're doing with nanotechnology?
Oh yeah, the RF chips and all that stuff.
Yep. Not just like little tiny robots, dude. Like, I mean,
His crime wasn't taking time. He was giving it away.
when did that come out, dude?
2011.
Movie in time. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And it's funny that
I know,
I mean,
right?
the study that the guy, that Billy Carson was recent. I mean, it was fairly recent that they're doing this study on these lab rats and doing these experiments where they're extending their life triple, and then he's like, yeah, they're going to start selling us time. They have movies like that. To me, that again, that's predictive programming. That's telling their plan in plain view, and people got off at that idea. But what if that is the truth? What if they literally are telling us the plan or telling us the truth in Hollywood movies and have been all along? Like the movie with Gerard Butler where they're manipulating the weather and using it as a weapon.
Can you imagine getting paid in
What's it
time
called?
though? Like every pay period, we bring home, let's say, 2,000 minutes or something, and that's your pay. And then when you buy something, you use those minutes.
That's cringy. That's very cringy.
I can see it happening. Go to the grocery store,
That's,
that'll be 500 minutes. Go to buy a house, that's 10 years off your
I mean, if you're just an hourly employee and you don't again have any, but that's literally the case though. When you really think about it, like you had to get that money by going to work and trading your time for that money. Like, but this would be on another scale. You know what I mean? It both shadows that and then foreshadows that they're gonna literally destroy you like that. I don't know. I just, again, think it's important that more and more people start to question and be like, this ain't right. And we are seeing it, it needs to happen more. And like, the more people that can spread the news and be like, hey, do your own research, turn the news off. Like, know that our government is not our friend. The pharmaceutical companies are not our friend.
So they're businesses.
Yes.
And what do they want?
Everything. Everything. The United States itself, since the Civil War, is a corporation. Like, this is something you can look up. You can verify for yourself. The United States itself is a corporation. And we are a corporation that makes money through war.
And we're their property.
Quite literally.
If you're born in that country, you're their property. That's why you issued a social security number. They own you. You're a number.
Yeah, like people keep talking about how like we're like in like this deep debt and stuff. Like who are we in debt to, right? Like it's the Federal Reserve, man. And a lot of people say like that our freaking our social security numbers are, we're owned by the Federal Reserve. Like they can cash that in and they own us physically. That's why we pay taxes to the Federal Reserve, because they own us. We are their slaves. Like, you start to look at it like that, it's like, holy crap, man. Like, the only way you can get free of it is to get into the rich categories and use the tax system that they don't have to pay. why do you think every single rich person donates tons and tons of money to charities, right? There is a
Tax write-off.
reason. Yes, they may be philanthropic, but that's to hide the fact, what everything else they're doing. All you can see is that this man has a charity. What about, the genetically modified foods or all the farmlands that he owns that he's possibly poisonous? We're talking about Bill Gates. But, like,
Yeah.
it dawned on me that is the case, dude. Like, it's all tax write-offs. They're donating all this money for tax write-off purposes. And
It's
it goes
crazy.
way deeper than that.
It's like I can't even comprehend being a lower class citizen. What it would be like to be called the richest man alive, just to have so much money that you could never literally spend
Right.
it all. I can't even comprehend that. Did we lose you again?
Right.
Oh, there you
Like,
go.
it's we lost you a little bit, but yeah. But it's wild, right? Like, to think that somebody could have that much money. But
Trillions of dollars.
it's what's even more wild is the people, like, the people behind the scenes have more money than that. That is just the face for you to hate. Like,
Yeah.
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like, these are the people that are ultimately selling you stuff. Regardless of how you want to look at it, we're the product. We're buying stuff from them. They wouldn't have this money if we were not buying stuff. We drive everything, all of this. Like, people putting money in investments, people putting money in 401k. Why do you think they want you to put so much money in your 401k? They're making money off your money. If you learn anything about finances, dude, that is the 100% truth. You gain like the 3 to 4% interest while they're gaining outrageous amounts of interest on your money.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
just getting
the
richer.
financial game goes deep. It's all part of the manipulation game. But I mean, the only real way to get out of it is to play by the system.
Become an elite.
I can
Which
hear
is hard
myself
to do.
like 30 seconds afterwards. Become a what?
Become an elite.
Say what?
One
Oh,
of the
yeah.
elites. The rich, the powerful.
Yeah, you mean
Bill Gates.
you essentially have to. Yes, that would be one. Like, it's crazy, man. I wish I could be. I don't know. I wouldn't want that much money, honestly. Like, I want enough money to be comfortable and to not have to work, essentially. So, like, you have to get your money to work for you. You have to invest properly and stuff. But all that stuff is stuff you have to teach. You have to learn. You have to read. You have to figure it out. And a lot of people just get lucky. But it's also a
And it takes
mindset.
money.
game.
It takes money to make money. So if you don't have any money, you can't make any money
It does.
unless you get rich off the lottery or something. And those odds, as you know, are astronomical.
If it even exists at all. But I mean, yes, I know people play the lottery, but to me personally, I think it's that's manipulation. But I think the people that win the lottery are probably getting swept away and taken to the Hunger Games, bro. That's probably what's really happening.
Probably.
But I mean, honestly,
So maybe I don't want to win
what if
it.
that's what if that's the legitimate freaking thing that's happening? You know what I mean? It's just
you
like
win, you
lottery,
lose.
scratch tickets, dude. You always see when I was down and out, I would always buy scratch tickets. I would spend $20-$30 on scratch tickets, in hopes that I would get out of my hell. And
Then you wouldn't.
you realize that you just spent $20 or $30 on nothing.
Yep. You just bought
And that's
paper.
rich people ain't buying scratch tickets, dude. Like, I don't know.
They're probably the ones printing it out.
Yes, they're the ones printed out. And you're dumping all of this money in, which they are then making interest on, and then they pay you out little bits.
Well, it's like casinos. I've only been a handful of times at casinos. My very first time ever in a casino, within 20 minutes, I lost $80. I left. I walked out. I said, nope.
Yep. A lot of people do that, man. Like, I try to, I go a couple times, but like, I don't like to blow money, especially since I don't drink anymore. Like, when I used to drink, I used to go there, I'll blow all kinds of money. But like, when I'm sober, I'm like, oh, that's stupid. I'm not going to throw away a bunch of money. Like, if I win some, like this last time I was smart enough to like walk away. I won ended up winning like $600-700 or something like that. But that's because like I won and then I started to lose a little bit. I walked away, just left. But It's a
you're
matter
not-
of luck, really. But
Because that next one could be the big
Like
hit.
those-
Before you know it, you're out of money.
go ahead.
Well, I'm saying you're thinking that
Exactly.
next,
And
you go broke.
right, that machine is like they're designed to take the money back from you. Like they'll let you win, but they're gonna take it back if you keep playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like I have people, my friend's mom works at a casino. She'd be like, "Yeah, if you win, you need to go to a different casino altogether, because they're gonna follow you around and then try to take the money back from you. That's the goal. They're gonna offer you all kinds of drinks. They're gonna try to get you to spend money." Yeah, it's
Like
crazy,
I've heard,
man.
I've never been to Vegas, but I've heard the casinos there, they don't have any windows, and there's no clocks or time.
No.
So you just track of time.
Yeah, that's accurate, man. There's a lot going on down there too. Plus, it's like there's flashy stuff everywhere. Make sure that there's half naked women everywhere, so that way you're not focused on anything else. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, it was so distracting that they let that dude manage to walk up there with all them guns in Vegas, the Vegas shooting guy that nobody talks about.
Right. That makes
Yet
no sense.
another thing. Yeah, that's because it didn't happen that way. I listened to that video so many times. It was not a bump stock, though. Not a bump
They're called
stock.
crisis actors.
I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm saying that it didn't happen as they said it did.
Right.
So, I don't know. Dude, yes, could it be fake? Yes. But I think that whoever was shooting, it wasn't just one person. And I think that guy was the fall guy, and there was something else going on there. Like, I spent a long time diving into theories on that because they've never given us any answer. They don't know anything about why the guy did what he did, and that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry to say, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. And like we're getting more and more mass shootings all the time now. It's like everybody's just losing their minds.
Or they're losing their minds because they're being mind controlled into it. And people laugh at that too, but again, I bring up MK Ultra, like they were absolutely experimenting on how to control the human mind and how far they could push it. Like, you think that it's not
Yep.
possible that they are still doing this?
It's like what they call sleeper agents. That's a real thing. A key word
It is.
triggers them, and they're completely in a hypnotic state. Do what they're programmed to do.
100%, dude. Like, because you're like, when you get hypnotized and somebody gives you a command, you're going to act out that command, and you're not going to have any conscious memory of it, because we have two sides of our body. We literally have the subconscious and the conscious mind. Like,
And the ego. Yeah.
like it's crazy to me that people are not really thinking about that kind of crap. But I don't know. I guess again, people don't have time. Speaking of time, all right.
About an hour already. Yeah.
This time be blowing by now. We talk about this stuff.
It
I
does.
feel like my topic is sufficiently covered now, though, on that. Like,
Yeah.
I do definitely want to talk more about the history of mankind again, like getting onto that subject too. Like, I love talking about conspiracies. Like, I think it definitely is important to still talk about the different versions of Earth, different versions of religion, different all that crap, man.
Yeah. I agree.
Reading the Book of Enoch has got me fired up about stuff again, like, I can't
All
help
right.
it, man.
So same time next week then.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. Have you got any new podcasts or anything out?
I did one like 3 weeks ago. I also did a test TikTok video to try to, because I want to do the thing of TikToks, but I want to do like inspirational ones, like where people can watch it and get uplifted, because there's not enough of that at all. And that may be the direction I go with the podcast stuff too, is to try to use my
TikTok
story.
is a good tool. I don't like it myself, but it's a very good
I don't like it
source.
either, man. But dude, everybody and their mom uses it, so it's like I don't use it because 100% it's being used more than anything as a freaking weapon right now. But
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah, but
rewiring the freaking brains of the masses, dude.
you have a channel you want to throw out there or something? For TikTok?
A synchronized universe. I don't even know my Martyr 333. I think on like on TikTok. It's a funny name. That's actually my video game name. Martyr.
If you get it
Why
to
do you
me,
think
I can put a link in the description of the video here on YouTube.
Where do you think that comes from, sir? Where do you think the martyr thing comes from? It comes from Jesus. Jesus was a martyr. I feel like I'm a martyr. I think that's what'll happen in my life, probably.
Who knows?
That's what I've been dreaming about since I was a kid.
All right, what we'll do is you'll get me a link to it. I'll put it down in the description of this video later on, so people can go check it out.
That's a good idea. Good idea, sir. All right. Anyway, it was
right.
good chatting with you, my friend.
Always. We'll catch you later, man.
Yes, sir.
See ya. All right, so we're gonna wrap up. That was Mr. JB333. Like I said, he'll give me his TikTok information. I'll put it down in the description there, so you can go check him out. I may get started more on my TikTok as well. I may start doing more YouTube shorts, trying to get more content out there. And as you may know, I'm working to get transferred back to Seattle here, hopefully within the next couple of months. So me and Mr. Josh can actually go out and do some investigations and such, in person. Get you the content you want to see. So if you want to help me out and grow, go ahead and, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment or two, give us some ideas on what you want us to talk about. And we'll catch you guys next week, same time. 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Pacific. And we'll catch you then. Until next time, we'll catch you later.